Hello Fox, welcome back again. In the previous tutorial, we have seen the detailed description about the layouts and views available for the Android application development. In this vlog, I would like to give you some lights to the other important aspects of the Android application user interface, that is activity. So the term activity is not much difficult to understand, but it is just a single UI of your Android application. So whatever the user can see on the particular screen that is inside an activity, that is what the user interface that a particular application holds. So that is what it terms as an activity. So the on-screen user interface that the user see is an application is termed as an activity. One Android application may have one or the more number of activity inside itself. So you can create as much number of activities inside your particular application. So what is an activity? So activity contains the view groups and the views to build Android user interface, about which I have already discussed in my previous vlog. That I have already discussed the views and the view groups for the in the more details, so you can check them very well. So let's have a look on the default activity that is already ready for you when you will create an Android application project. So here, as you can see, the two file names are already given to you. That is what the main activity.java and the activity main_xml are the two that build up an activity user interface. So these two files are already given to you. So what the .xml file will holds, as you can see over here, the .xml file contains the user interface and the Java file holds the background task assigned to the views or the view groups that of the XML file. So that is what basic activity files. Take a look for the Android manifest files over here. Inside the manifest, go for the Android manifest. So what is an Android manifest file? I will talk about this in the later in my another vlogs, but just for the information of you, the .xml of the Android manifest file, that is heart of, or you can say it holds the number of information regarding your Android application. So that is what this particular Android manifest file. So as you can see, activity about which we have talked is registered over here in the manifest file. What it's the number of other information like the name, label, action and categories are also defined inside this particular XML file. So if you add in an activity for your Android application, you must have to register that in your application manifest file over here. So if your application has a number of activities, let's say one activity is this one, and if you want to create another activity, then you must have to register that activity in this particular Android manifest file. And you can also add the more number of information about your activity, the same as the name, label and the more other information over here if you want. So that is what the Android manifest and the activity registration in the Android manifest file. Now come back to our activities.xml file. What you can see, it holds the number of view and the view groups over here. About this I have already discussed in my previous vlog, so you can check that to know more about the views and the view groups. So .xml file is easy to understand if you are familiar with the XML file structure anatomy. So that is what the .xml file, it holds the user interface, or you can say you can design the user interface of an Android activity over here with the help of these all the things, layouts and widgets. So that is what the .xml file. Now take a look to the .java file. Here another is the Java file which acts behind our activities.xml file, that holds the number of methods and the parameter to let our all the views and the view groups acts well. So as you can see, starting of this file is a package name, the package inside which all our files are residing. The classes that require to import for our Android application are imported after the package over here. So that is what the top sections of our Java file. Then the name of the activity class is given, that is extending a base class, that is what the app compact activity, and our class name is the main activity, that is the activity name. So inside it, the default methods and that we can see have been overridden already. So what those methods are, the onCreate will be called whenever your activity will display to the user. So we will talk in a depth later, but as you can see, it has called a method named the setContentView, which holds the address to our activities.xml file. So that will make the join of this XML and the Java files together. So that is what the onCreate method, it will call whenever you will create your activity, and it will call the setContentView view, so it will set the layout of the activity underscore main, our XML file, to the user. So that is what the first method, on create. The other two methods, on create option menu and the on option item selected, are here to work with the option menu of our activity, about which we will talk later in other blocks. So till now, that is what's all about the activity as a brief introduction, and we can always get the base benefit of activities element if we know about it very well. So that's it for all now. If you want to know more about it, ping back your question in comment section anytime. Thanks for watching this video. You can subscribe to my channel to get more about the Android application development, and stay blessed.